This is Angela Miki. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a quiz in Canvas. So we're going to click on quizzes. And I currently don't have any quizzes, so I'm going to go up here and click plus quiz or add quiz. And that's going to take me to this screen. So notice that I have 3 tabs here. The details tab, that's going to let me change all my settings, and we'll go through this together. My questions tab, where I actually add my questions, and mastery pass, which we will get to in another video. So for details, first thing I'm going to do is add a name. I kind of have this Adams running theme going on. This space is to give directions. I'm going to just go ahead and make this big so they see it. Now for our options. So quiz type, we have several types. Practice quiz, that means your students can take the quiz, see the results, but it does not get added to the gradebook. This is perfect setting for pre-assessments. We have graded quiz, that's anything that you want Canvas to grade, put in the Canvas gradebook and sync to your PowerSchool gradebook. Graded survey and then ungraded survey. Now, assignment groups. Like I said before, we haven't set up any assignment groups yet. You can create a formal and informal group. That way you can get your Canvas grade to match your PowerSchool grade, but it's really not that big a deal. Now, sync to SIS. This is how you get the quiz to send the scores to PowerSchool for you. Shuffle answers. I personally picked this. In the future, I hope that they're going to let us shuffle the questions. It's in the works. It's in the Canvas community. There's lots of upvotes for that, so it's just a matter of time, I think, until they'll add that option. You can set a time limit. Most of the time, this kind of freaks my students out, the time limit thing, so I don't do that. If you have a class that just will not finish a test or a quiz, they'll just sit and look at the screen. Put a time limit on there. Get them kind of motivated. Allow multiple attempts. This is my favorite option. I always let my kids for quizzes take it more than once. I feel like they're learning from their own mistakes when they do that, and they have to go back and do all of the questions over again. It really helps in their memory. Now, this is a setting that I really like as well, this average. I can have my students take this quiz over and over again, but every time they take it, it averages the scores together. Now, I told my students that they had to take this quiz until they made it 100 in my direction, so I'm going to just keep it highest. Allowed attempts. You can type any number you want. You can type 100 in here. You can type 1,000 in there. You can type whatever number you want. I normally go 3. You could go 2 for honors, 1 for honors, it's your choice. This let students see quiz responses. This is just simply what they picked. So only after their last attempt, only once after each attempt is normally what I select. Let students see the correct answers, only after their last attempt is what I normally select. You can say show at a specific date, like if you know you're going to end the question with your due dates, you're going to end the quiz, you can have the answers show after the quiz has been turned off, but that's up to you. This show one question at a time. This is really great for our EC population. It keeps it very clear, one question at a time. It's not so stressful. I really like this option. The only problem is if you do a text no question where you're embedding an image, a graph for math, a document for them to read, like a story for language arts, you cannot select this. So just be aware that if you're going to add that type of question where they're going to use a piece of text for multiple questions, this is probably not something you want to pick. Require access code. This is one of those options where you can have a kind of word of the day so that students can't get in and take the quiz early or by block. You could change it. It's really up to you. I don't use it. My kids don't normally get in and take a quiz before they're supposed to, so I've never had a problem with this, but it's just an option for you. Filter IP addresses. You could use that to make sure that they're only taking the quizzes at school on their Chromebook. Yet again, I've never had a problem with that. Also, I do want my quizzes taken again at home sometimes if they don't finish them in class. Quiz is fine, test no. Assign to everyone. Yet again, we do have choices here. If you make a group of your EC students and you create your own group, you can assign the modified test to the EC students only, not the entire class, not the entire inclusion class. You can assign the modified test simply to the EC students, which I'm really excited about. Now, when we get down here, we normally want to click Save and Publish, but we're not done yet. We haven't added any questions. So I'm going to scroll back to the top, and I'm going to click on the Questions tab. So right now I have no questions. I have new question group, find questions. This will search a question bank. New question group, you should be allowed to pick a certain number of questions and add them from the bank. Like I want 5 questions randomly picked out of this question bank. I don't like the randomness, so I never use that. And I just normally use new question. So here is our question editor. Notice that here it just says question. You can make it say whatever you want. Question 1, question A. Yet again, Canvas does not change the order as of yet of the questions. It doesn't scramble the questions for the students. So whatever order you put your questions in is the order it will be delivered to the students in. I hope that they make that change soon and give us that option to scramble the questions. So these are all of our options. Now, I personally do not use all of these. I pretty much stick to multiple choice, true, false. I do not use fill in the blank because my kids have issues with spelling and they'll get it wrong and then they'll come crying to me. So I just don't use that. It is a great option for higher level students. 6th graders, not so much. 8th graders could probably handle it. Fill in multiple blanks. That gives you more than one blank to fill in their question. Multiple answers, you can have them order things, greatest to least, most important to least important, things like that. Multiple drop downs, it's like fill in the blank, but it gives them a menu of questions to choose from. I use this a lot here lately. Matching, numerical answer, formula question that allows you to create a math formula and it will change the numbers for you. That way each student doesn't get the exact same question in math class. Essay question. This is the question that you will have to go in and grade yourself. So I don't normally use these in the quizzes. If I want an essay response, I do that as a discussion. File upload question. Yet again, that's an assignment kind of thing. I use assignments for that. Text no question, that's where you would add extra directions in the middle of the quiz. You can add a Google Doc for them to highlight, annotate, read, and use to answer the rest of the questions. You can add a graph for math that's going to be multiple questions on the same graph, things like that. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Once you pick any of these options, you're going to see that the answer choice is changed. So if I click true, false. Notice that my answers down here change. I now have true and I have false. Okay. This green arrow tells you which one is correct. This allows you to set the correct answer. If I go to multiple choice, now toggle back to multiple choice, this currently is the correct answer. If I highlight and click here, now this is the correct answer. Now, it keeps this true false when I change back and forth, but that's not a big deal. I just highlight and delete. And I get back to just a regular text answer kind of thing. Now, this is your Omnibox that you're used to for creating pages. We've talked about all of these choices and all of these options, so this is not new to you. If you want more than 2 answer choices, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10, you just keep clicking add another answer choice, and you're going to get as many answer choices as you want. This is a great way to modify your test. Modify them down for your inclusion class. Modify it up for your honors class. Don't give them a test with 4 answer choices. Give them a test with 6 answer choices. It's a great way to kind of stretch them. So that's multiple choice. Matching is my next favorite choice. Here's my left side and my right side. Now, note, this side is the one that they will drag and move and select from. So if I'm going to make this a vocab quiz, I'm going to put my definitions on the left side, and I'm going to put my vocab word on the right side. That way they're dragging and dropping or selecting smaller pieces of text. It just makes their lives easier, I promise you. And those are the basic ones that I use. I'll probably make another video just on these more advanced tools, but that's not exactly something we need right now. So if I had everything in here, I would click update question. I'm going to click it for you just so you can see. And it doesn't show anything because I didn't type anything in the Omnibox. And now notice that I have 1 point, 1 question. By the way, if you do something and you're not happy with it, you can click this little pencil. That takes you back into edit mode. And I forgot to say, this is your point. So if you have 8 things in matching here, I would make it worth 8 points. And then I click update question, and now my question's worth 8 points. So I hope this helps you get started with the quizzes. Please remember that you don't have to make all of your own content. There's tons of stuff out there in the commons. You just have to search for it. And that's it. Thanks.